Hello, Honorine.
Hello,
Thank you
Flora.
so much for being with us here today.
It's a pleasure.
Honorine Nisingizwe is a young climate leader. She's also the executive director of Young Volunteers for the Environment Rwanda. And you are also among the Rwandan youth negotiators at COP27 in Egypt last year. Thank you so much for joining us. We are also joined by my colleague Amparo Gonzalez Diaz, who is the team leader for rural development, environment, climate action, biodiversity, and gender here at the EU delegation to Rwanda. Thank you so much for being here. To start us off in this interview, I'd like to ask you, the European Union provided you with the opportunity to join the COP27 in Egypt. Could you tell us more about what your role was in the negotiations and what was your experience?
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here sharing my experience at COP27. I'm so thankful to European Union delegation to Rwanda for their sponsorship that facilitated my participation at COP27. So as being part of negotiator of my country, my participation at COP mainly was in negotiation whereby I attended and followed negotiation on agriculture and food security. And my role there was to make sure that the perspective or the position of my country was reflected through the different bloc, like the least developed country and African group of negotiator, and the group of G7, 7 plus China, that these are the group that our country belong to. So I played the role there by ensuring that the need of Rwanda is reflected under the position of this bloc. So it was quite a great experience. That was my second COP as a negotiator. So I can say that my participation was meaningful, and I tried to be active in the whole process of negotiation. And I can say that in negotiation of agriculture, we had a prolonged and intense negotiation.
Thank you, Honorine. You already mentioned that you participated in the agriculture working group in COP27. Could you share something on the concrete results of this agriculture working group? Were your expectations met? Did you have final outcome of these meetings?
I can say that I follow negotiation through African group of negotiator, and before going to COP, we had a position like a common voice as African on what we want to see at COP27. And the COP27 was all about implementation COP. So we tried our best to push for our voice to be heard and to see what we were looking for. So the outcome of the COP, we had the outcome on agriculture negotiation, whereby there have been a new established 4 years joint work program on implementation of climate action on agriculture and food security. I can say that was a win, but also as part of the impact, that will be about the implementation of this workshop that held in previous years, and also to identify the means of implementation, which is all about finance, access to finance, technology development and transfer, and the participation of different stakeholders to provide solution on and from agriculture on issue of climate change.
Thank you. So, as you surely know, Honorine, the EU is working together with the government of Rwanda in a new program on climate smart agriculture. As a young climate activist, do you see any opportunities for youth to get involved in climate action in rural areas?
Yes, of course. As young people, we have opportunity to get involved in climate action because apart from being most vulnerable to the impact of climate change, but we have also to be active stakeholder on offering and finding solution to this issue. So within that new partnership between European Union and the government of Rwanda, which aim of driving transformation and inclusive agriculture, and agriculture being among the top sector contributing to the economy of Rwanda, but also being the most affected sector by climate change. I see a lot of opportunity for us young people to involve in to strengthening the implementation of climate resilient agriculture. That will also offer a lot of job opportunity, like green job, to young people, especially in rural area where many young people, even the whole community, depend on agriculture for their livelihood.
Thank you.
Good. So looking ahead and after your successful participation in COP27, which is of course inspiring and I'm sure inspiring even for young people out there. So looking ahead, as I said, could you share some ideas of how young people can be more involved in climate change talks?
Oh, that's a great question. For young people to continue involved in climate change talk, but to ensure their meaningful involvement, I think first of all, as young people, we need to be treated as equal stakeholder like others in this kind of discussion. But also, young people need to be empowered to ensure that what they are bringing on the table have a meaningful impact, and also for them to be informed on this legal climate change framework, but also for them to make sure that they involve in the process of designing, implementing the policy and other related a strategy. And also I think we need to be supported financially, so to be able to travel to participate even in this international discussion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorine.
Thank you.